bit of background. My name is Arif Mohid. I'm the founder of Aim High Tuition. We run a tuition center and an online tuition platform to help students all over the UK improve their results in maths, English, and science. So I'm kind of the head teacher, but more importantly, recently I went to compete for Great Britain on a in a karate competition, and despite certain challenges I faced, I came back with 4 medals representing the country, and something that I was really proud of. But also, like I said, I'm going to share with you certain things that I've learned along the way. So, if it's okay with you, are you happy to give me about an hour or so to share my journey? Just give me a number one in the chat if you are. Just a number one. Type the number one because I'm a math teacher. Just numbers resonate with me, you see. Okay, we've got enough number ones there. That's perfect. So here we go. I'm going to share my screen, and there might be errors in this, and most likely there will be errors in this because I've been trying to put it together, and sometimes PowerPoints and me, they just don't get along. So allow me to share my screen, guys. Here we go. Hopefully you can see that. If at any point if something's not going in the right direction, if you can't see anything, if you can't hear anything, shout out or just write in the chat, okay? Right, so here we go. Again, I've introduced myself. I'm not going to go over that again. Now, what I'm going to share with you is from by the end of today's lesson, I want you to understand what mindset is, how to motivate yourself, how to get into good habits, setting routines. And a key word I'm going to use at some point is the word discipline. Some of you already have heard that from me, but I just want you to remember those words because they're going to help you along the way. That's me, as you've noticed. Most people have probably seen this. I've been spamming you all with this picture because I'm quite proud of it. I've got 4 medals there, 3 silvers and a bronze. And this is my karate outfit that I had. And at the back, who knows? I know there's a lot of different age groups here. What do we call the flag at the back? What's the actual name for it? Let's see if anyone knows. What's it called?
Yeah,
Adults, you can take part too.
say it, I can hear you.
Go on, just type it in if you want.
Say it, I can hear you.
You go. Yes, Mariam, you got it there. Union Jack and Faith Eva. Yes, it does represent the UK. It's the Union Jack. It's the flag of the country that we live in. You might have seen it on lampposts, but that's a different story. But what we're going to look at is this. So here we go. I want to share with you my journey, and this is the part I'm excited about because I don't really get the opportunity to do that, and a lot of people didn't know this. Okay, my journey and how I got to the world stage. Okay, I'm going to rewind my life a little bit, yeah, all the way back to when I was 14, yeah. So when I was 14, I was a teenager, like some of you guys here are 14, 15, understand? So I did like football and certain sports, but I just didn't connect with it really well. And when I was 14, I was living in an area called Glodwick, and in Glodwick there was a little outreach project, a little hall. And one day I saw a sign. We have a family business, a corner shop. Again, some of you will know. And somebody put a sign up that says free karate sessions. And I thought, wow, I really want to do this. It's different. I like doing new and different, unique things. So I joined, and there was like loads of people. I'm talking like 50 plus people there because it was a free session. So there was this man here, yeah. This he's called Sensei Irfan Ansari. Some of you guys might know him. Now he was doing the sessions, and I went in. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. And the following week, I went back, and obviously after the free session, you have to pay. So I went with my pocket money. I used to get £2 dinner money from school, and I would save that. It was about £4 at the time for session. So I saved that, and I went back in. And then the following week, there was like 10 people left because so 10 people in the class left. The other 40 had disappeared because the free session was over. And each week that went by was the groups got smaller and smaller until eventually it was just me and another 1 or 2 people left. So unfortunately, that club had to close down. So then my sensei or my teacher, he went to a different location. The same things happened. I went, initially it was big, then it just started to dwindle. And then I went to another one and it started to dwindle. eventually he kind of gave up in in the area of Oldham, and then he decided to move his club back to his original club, which is in Rochdale. That's his main club. And then the problem was Rochdale was quite far from me at the age of 14. I can't really travel there. I don't drive. I got my mom and dad couldn't take me there because they were busy running the family business, etc. So I had to get this bus. Some of you guys might know the 409 bus, it's still around. This was a very good friend of mine because the bus had to take me to Rochdale every Saturday at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. I'd set off and then I'll do the lesson there. And it was a long journey. The total time it would take me is 1 hour. So I would set off early in the morning and make my journey there to train my 2 hours of karate. Okay. And you're probably wondering why am I telling you this? One of the things that I want you to understand from this is from there I would do this consistently each week, and I wouldn't miss it. I would always go, and that helped me develop like something called discipline. Like when you do something even though you don't want to do it, even though it's hard, and I continue to do that every single week. And then eventually, over the years I improved my skills. I got different belts in karate. You start at white belt, then you go to orange, yellow, orange, green, blue, and purple, etc., and you build up the ranks. It's like levels. And then eventually at the age of around, I'd say 18, 17, 18, I got my black belt. Black belt is supposed to be like a degree for for karate. And there's like 10 black belts, and you go on forever, and you'll be really old by the time you get all 10. So so that's that story. And there's me. I can't remember how old I am, but there's the younger looking me. And then we just bear with me. And then yeah, that was my journey. And then I continued until I was an adult, probably in my mid to late 20s or mid 20s, I'd say, or maybe earlier. And then life kicks in, like you get busy, you've got work, you've got family, you've got all these things to deal with, and then you stop. So I had a big break, yeah, a massive break. I'm thinking it was about around 15 years. Okay, so I had a break, and then quite recently, just over a year ago, I went back. I asked this man, he's my sensei, my teacher. I said, Sensei, I really need some like structure in my life in terms of physical activity. Going to the gym and things like that was it's a bit boring. I didn't like it. I needed something to follow. Just like when you come to tuition, for example, there's a structure. The teacher's planned everything and you can follow it. It helps learning easier rather than doing it yourself. So I went and Sensei said, yeah, come back, just do as and when you want to do it. So I went and I thought I'll just do a little bit of lessons here and there. No big commitments, just some exercise. But what happened is, long and behold, over a few weeks of doing this, I got back into it. And then one thing led to another. There was a little competition. I entered that. I got 4 medals. And then I did something else, did well. Sensei recognized me. He asked me to join the squad. Then I ended up in Norwich, quite far away from where we are, where it was a selections for basically for selecting people to represent Great Britain. So people would select you, you'd go and show your skills. And then by the end of it, I was selected. So I had the opportunity to represent Great Britain. So to represent the country in a martial arts competition. Obviously, it was very exciting for me, but also quite nerve-wracking because I've had such a long break. In my head, I was thinking, can I do this? Is it too late? But I thought, yeah, let's just keep doing it. And then I continued. And then around April time, just last April, obviously I've been out of karate for a long time. I'm not as flexible. I had a little accident where I tore my muscle in the back of my calf. So here, it literally ripped. Yeah. And I was stuck. I was on crutches. My calves were all purple and I was in a lot of pain. And then I was wondering, what am I going to do? The competition is in Norway in November. That was like a couple of weeks ago. And it's April now. And I've got to train a lot hard to get to where I need to be. So I was thinking, should I just give up? Maybe it's a sign. And I thought, no, I need to push through, even when it's hard, even though it's something I don't want to do. So I went through lots of physio, pushed myself, tried to get it better. And eventually, it did get better a few months ago. And I continued to train karate. And then obviously the training started. And those were little moments that really tested me. And sometimes you get situation like that in life, even with yourselves, where certain things happens. We call them setbacks. No, certain things that weren't in the plan happen that hold you back, set you back. One option is you give up and you think, nah, okay, that's it. That's not for me anymore. The other option is let me see if I can push through and push further, work harder to get to where I need to be. Yeah. So you keep trying. And so that's what I tried to do. And over the next few months, I did get better, not 100%, but still it was better. And I continued, even though I knew that maybe I'm not 100%. Okay, so that was the first test. And then there was another moment there was another moment 2 days before I went to compete in Norway. Oh, by the way, let me just make it a little bit interactive. Norway. Who knows where Norway is? In fact, what is the capital of Norway? That's the country I went to compete to represent Great Britain. Who can tell me in the chat where is Norway? Maybe where is Norway, or specifically what is the capital of Norway? Oh, we've got a few people already. Ismail, well done. Amana, well done. Amen. Madiha, well done. Oh, you guys are good. You guys are very good. Okay, I was thinking you wouldn't know. Um, Enidu, well done. Madiha, well done. Saifullah, north of Europe, good. In Scandinavia, very good. North of the UK, it is, yeah, well done. It is north of the UK, good. Scandinavia, nice. You guys are pretty good. I, I, I didn't know where Norway. When I was your age, I didn't have a clue where Norway was. I just knew Oldham, and that's it. But yeah, you guys are pretty clued on. Norway, yes. The capital of Norway is Oslo. Oslo is the main city, and in Norway, it's actually very cold. But surprisingly, when we were in Norway, it wasn't as cold as it is in the UK. In the UK, it's actually a lot colder in the past few weeks. So yeah, I'm gonna carry on if you allow me. So by the way, so far, guys, how are you finding it? I'm not going into the main parts yet, but are you finding it helpful? Have you liked the backstory, a little bit of the backstory? I'm trying to rush through it, but do you understand? Yeah, so in the chat, just give me some sort of feedback so I know, and then I can change it. If you're not liking it, I can change the way I deliver it. Amana saying great. Thank you, Amana. Muhaida, thank you. Thank you. Okay, right. So what we'll do is now, so remember I said a word called setback when something happens which isn't in line with what you plan to happen. For example, in your exams, so if some of you grown-ups that are doing exams, you might have a setback where I've got a teacher, but I'm sorry, I've constantly got a supply teacher who's not my main teacher, and I'm not learning anything. There's people messing around in my class, or for example, I didn't revise, or there's certain setbacks, things that stop you from getting your goals. So there'll always be ways to overcome those setbacks, and we'll go over those in a minute. Now, I want to go back to another setback I had, and you'll see it here in the right. Yep, it's a little bit of a tiny bit of a rude picture, but that's the only one I had. You'll see I'm putting something blue on my back. It looks like the front, but it's actually my back. So 2 days before I went, and this was also my fault. So I thought I was a bit panicking because 2 days before like going flying to Norway, I wanted to fit in as much training as I could. That was a bad idea. I should have already been confident with what I've trained. I should have already been prepared. I was prepared, but I was overthinking it. A bit like when you're doing exams or when you got something important, you overthink it and you start messing things up. That's what happened. 2 days before, I went to train karate, and I was practicing this kick called a hook kick. I really wanted to use that kick. I was desperate to get that perfect because I knew that was the one that's going to get me the most points. And I went. And because I was overthinking and panicking and rushing when I was coming to practice before I went, I didn't warm up. I didn't warm up, which meant my muscles were a bit tight. And when I was practicing the hook kick, I think I tore a muscle just in my back here, tiny muscle, and it stopped me from doing any move. It was so painful. Every time I turned, it hurt. Every time I cough, it would hurt. Every time I fart, it would hurt. It would really hurt, no matter what I did. So can you imagine, like when you're competing in karate, you're twisting your body, you're kicking, you're punching, and it was getting to a point where 2 days before, how on earth is this going to get better? And I was really panicking then. I was really panicking, thinking what's going to happen. I just hope for the best, but it hadn't improved. By the time I got to Norway, we had in the first day we go and register. You have to weigh yourself. They check your weight. They check your equipment. They check you. And I went to see the doctor there, the Team GB doctor. Let me just unshare my screen so you can see me. So I went to go and see the Team GB doctor. I said, look, this is what's happened. And you know what he said? I was hoping he'd say, hey, well, have this medicine and it'll be better. He goes to me, he looked at me and just goes, it's happened at the wrong time. And my face just dropped. It's happened at the wrong time. What do you mean? He goes, this is going to take about 3 weeks or so to get better. I told him, so I said, look, I've got one more day left before the competition. What do I do? He said, there's nothing you can do, but just try and keep it warm, stretch it, have painkillers. That wasn't good news to me because it meant that it wouldn't be fixed before the competition. And I was panicking. I was worried what's going to happen. So all I did was I tried to stretch it. I was putting lots of like Tiger Balm, but that's all I had. Tiger Balm. I was asking people for medicine. I said, "Do you have any painkillers?" Literally whatever I could find. And then one day before, my children and my wife, I asked them to fly over with a waistband that I've ordered from Amazon on same day delivery, and thought I can tie my body up and then go. I was doing all sorts. I had like hand warmers inserted inside as hot water bottles. Now, the reason why I was doing that is because I worked so hard. I didn't want to mess it up in the last 2 days. So I had to push through the pain. I had to keep going, and I was desperate. Okay. I should have got to that stage. No, because of that one mistake, I got to that stage. But in life, everybody makes little mistakes, which has something called consequences. And sometimes you have to deal with the consequences. So this was my way of dealing with it. So the competition day came, first day, and I was like, what am I going to do? But I thought, you know what? I'm just going to have to give it my best, wrap myself up, wrap my body up tight, had as many painkillers as I could have, well, as in safely have. And I went for it. I thought, no, let's see what happens. So I went, this is me before, tying myself up. And then the first day, there was 3 days of competition, day one, day two, day three. And on the first day, I did okay. I could have done a lot better, but I did what I can in my situation, and I managed to, I think there was about eight other people. I managed to come third in the category that I was entered in. That was really good for me. I was pleased with that. I was grateful for that. Not maybe the gold or the silver, but I was pleased with that. So the key thing was obviously I had to overcome that challenge, and then there was another issue, another setback after I performed, my pain got worse. It radiated. Radiated means it moved towards the front of my body. Now I could feel it here, right under my near my ribs. And I had 2 more days of competition. But so it got worse. It got a little bit harder. Iftikhar, can you stop doing that, please? Concentrate. So we, so then next day came, and then I had to compete, and that was my biggest day. Okay, this is a fight I had to have with. I'll show you the picture of the guy, then you'll know. I had to fight this guy here. Now him, it looks quite scary, and I'll be honest, he was a little bit scary. And I'm going to come to him in a minute with talking about mindset. I'm going to go back in a second. I'll come to it. So what I did was I started searching him, stalking him on Facebook to see how easy can I learn anything from him. Can I see how he competes, how he fights, and I started to worry a little bit and make up all these stories in my head. And bear in mind, I'm injured, and I find out, he's currently the world champion. He's got so many medals. They compete a lot more than me. He's a lot more experienced than me. And that's so I started worrying about that. Probably not the right thing because I'll come to that in a second about mindset. But what I found was by the end of it, I was competing with him. So I was in the finals with him. So to go for the in the final round, I was fighting him, and I had a bad back. I had that injury, so I thought I'm just going to give it all my all. Just take the pain and just give as much as I can because I didn't come so far to not to give up. Was I scared? Yes, I was scared. And a lot of the times in life with you guys, whether it's in school, whether it's before your exams, whether it's just in life, or whether it's any sports you have, there will be times where you're scared, yeah, and you don't want to do something. And this is also for grown-ups. Try and think about this. There's fear. Fear is something like you're scared of. It's like an emotion, like a feeling that you have. On one side of fear is nothing. You don't know, like it's safe, it's safe. On the other side of fear is a bit of danger, possible danger or growth. I call it growth. So, what you need to do whenever you're scared of something, you push through that, push through it and say, you know what, I'm going to go for it as best as I can, regardless. And on the other side of fear is where growth is, where you succeed, where if it's your exams, you get good results. You have to give it a try. So, that's what I want you to understand. Fear, and on the other side of fear is growth. Remember that. So, I went with it. I thought, giving my best. I could only use that one leg because my other leg wasn't I couldn't twist my body. So there's limited techniques. And I got a few points in, and this guy had been winning everyone 10-0, 6-0. Regardless, I tried my best. Who won? He won. Yeah, he won. And quite rightly, he was a very good fighter. But I managed to still get about 3 or 4 points on him, and he won by a couple of points. And in the last punch, he got me in the eye. I'll show you a picture. He got me a big black eye um, because he didn't like it that I got him down at one point. But anyway, that's a different story. Um, some lessons I want you to learn now. You might want to write this down, okay? Pressure. When when you're under pressure, sometimes you perform better. Something called adrenaline kicks in. Same in exams, same in anything life. That pressure when something is too easy, you're not going to grow. When something is hard, if you're finding something challenging, that's good because you're going to work harder to get to the end goal. You're going to put more effort in. You're going to try and figure things out yourself and learn. So pressure is good. A lot of the students that we work with say, oh, this is too hard, and that's it, they give up. It's so important that you push through the difficulties and work under pressure because that's where you grow the most. Discipline. Now, this is the one that I want you to really understand. Okay, this is the one that is really gonna make you fantastic in no matter in anything you do. And there are a few grown-ups here. I know Mr. Amino, Mr. Bassett. You guys, I've I've known you for many years, and one of the key things that we find when we succeed, it's not motivation because motivation is when you just feel excited, but the discipline is the thing that drives you. I'll tell you what discipline means, unless you guys want to tell me. Let's do that. You guys tell me in the chat, what do you think the word discipline means in the chat? Yeah. Now it's a big one, guys. This is an important one. Okay. What does the word discipline mean? Oh dear, I'm struggling to spell it now. Discipline. What does it mean? So, what does discipline mean? What do you know? So, moms, dads, parents, granddads, whoever, students, what does the word discipline mean? Let me see what you think it means. Ooh, I like it. Mr. Amino, sorry. You sound like you've been having loads of conversations with me already. Being in control of yourself. I like it. That's a good one, Saifullah. Come on, I need some more to commit to something. Thank you, Mariam. Anyone else? Who else can give me one? Pushing oneself out of the comfort zone. Ayula, that's a fantastic one. Stay strong and don't give up and be consistent. Listening to the rules. Good. Yeah. Any more? Any more? Give you another minute or so. Focused, not to procrastinate. That's a good one. And that one is important for adults more so than parents. Yeah, adults focused and not procrastinate. We all do it. Procrastinate means we put things off. I'll do it. I'll do it. I know my wife's not here. She'll know I sometimes do procrastinate. Putting something up or fixing something. They talk takes a couple of years, but we get there eventually. If you don't like it, you do it. Good. Be resilient. And you do. That's a fantastic one. We're going to come to that word in a second. When you always try your best, Eliza. Very good. When you always try your best. We'll get one or two more, and then we'll get cracking on. By the way, are you finding it helpful? I just need to know because then I can again change my pitch or tone, however you want. Are you finding it useful or are you finding it useless or are you finding it in the middle? In the chat, you can just write it down what you think it is. Okay, some very helpful, some yes, thank you, Sarah. Bina, sorry, and Ayula, useful, good. All right, okay, let's crack on. Determination is another one, good. Funny. Okay, yes. Right. You're finding it funny. Okay, some people are finding it funny. I like it. Didn't know it was funny, but here we go. Anyway, let's have a look. Discipline. Discipline is everything that you guys said in different ways, okay? Discipline is pushing through when you don't want to do something. Going to school when it's really cold and you know you have to walk really far. Waking up in the morning when you know you have to wake up for something. Discipline is putting your trainers on when you want to go for a run or when you want to go to the gym. Discipline is doing your bed when you don't want to do it. Discipline is having healthy food when you know there's all this unhealthy foods out. Discipline is doing things that you don't want to do all the time, but you do it regardless because there are positive outcomes from that. Okay, so doing something that will help you grow, help you become better, but not necessarily going to be something you want to do. Okay, it's pushing through. So training consistently, let's say in karate, I didn't want to train all the time. Sometimes I thought I just want my Thursdays free, my Sundays free, my Tuesdays free. I didn't really want to do it, but I would force myself to do it, even though I didn't want to do it. And I knew there were times where I had to kind of put aim high, my students, my teachers, I had to put those to aside a little bit so I could focus over, especially over the last few weeks. But I had to do it because I was committed in getting the result. So I did things to help me build that character that I needed to have. Consistency is another one, and I noticed a few people write consistency. Consistency is doing something regularly over a period of time. So, for example, which one do you think is better? Let me give you an example. If you want to become better at running, to run once a month, but do like 3 hours of running once a month, or doing 10 minutes of running every single day, or 20 minutes of running every single day. Which one would you say? 5 hours of running to improve your fitness, or doing 10, 15 minutes a day over every single day? Which one do you think? Or you can give me other examples of consistency. What other things can you think of for consistency? Okay, so consistency means doing something regularly, and those actions build up to give you big results. It's like you do small things, small things, small things, and one day you think, wow, I've got loads of, I've improved so much. A bit like a piggy bank. You put money in £1 every single day into a piggy bank, after like a year or so, you'll have so much money in there. So things like that, consistency, doing things regularly, and you have to be consistent when it comes to studying. For example, if you're learning your times tables, do it consistently, do it every single day, not I'll do it today and then not tomorrow. If you're reading, you want to become a better reader, read every single day. You don't have to read for 10 hours, 1 hour, you can just read for 5 minutes. You should do it consistently. If you're preparing for your GCSEs, like I know a lot of people here are, do your work consistently. Do it every single, do 10 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day. Do it consistently. Those people that use our learning portal at Aim High, do one nugget every day. Watch one video on the learning portal every day. Do an assignment every day. It will help you rather than doing the last minute revision and things like that. So consistency is important. And the last one, resilience. Well done to someone who said the word resilience. Resilience is getting back up again when things are hard. You've been knocked down, you've had a failure, you didn't do well on an exam, or your spelling tests weren't good, or your teacher said something to you that you didn't like. You don't just think about it and just cry in one corner and not move on from it. You don't do that. You just say, okay, now what can I do to move forward? How can I change that situation to make it better? Am I going to let this stop me? And the answer should be no. You should always push through, because the easiest thing to do is stop when things get hard. So you should always be resilient. A lot of you guys, especially year 10s and 11s, you're going to be having your mocks. Some people are going to have your mock results back. And this time of the year, I know for a fact, because we get really busy this time of the year, There are going to be mock results that you are not happy with, that are not what you thought it was. Yeah, because you just done the mocks, and a lot of people haven't prepared as well as they thought they had. Some people give up at this point. They think, oh, I didn't get the grade. I'm giving up. What's the point? That's where you're wrong. At this moment in time when things are not right, that's when you push us harder than you've ever done to make it right and go beyond. Okay. So if you have any mocks that you've had back recently, guys, please make sure don't use them as a setback. Use them as a setback, but use them as an opportunity to grow. Use them as an opportunity to get, go over that hurdle. Okay, those four things. Remember those keywords. For you to grow, you need pressure, you need discipline, consistency, and resilience. Okay, those are the things. And in my case, resilience was when couldn't carry on. The doctor said you're not it's going to take 3 weeks, but I just found whatever solution I could, and I carried on, and so on. Even when my back wasn't good, I gave it all my best. And then another thing, obviously, that's important is having a good mentor, somebody that you can follow, someone that you're accountable to. A lot of the times, parents, we ask our kids to do some work, some homework, and they don't listen to us. We all have that situation, and that's one of the reasons why I set aim high up, because kids sometimes need somebody other than their parents to motivate them, somebody else to look up to, a teacher or someone to guide them through in a systematic way, rather than parents telling them, oh, look, go and study, go and do this, do that. Because kids sometimes, or a lot of times, they don't really want to listen to parents when it comes to these things. And that's one of the reasons why it's so important to have a mentor or teacher or a coach. And that's one of the reasons why we have Aim High, because we provide these opportunities for students to grow, not just in the academics, but having these positive role models that they can follow. Anyway, going back to this guy, the mindset. Okay, mindset. I want to teach you that now. Okay, but before we do that, let me just check in the chat. Are there any questions that you want to ask? Because again, I've got a few more minutes left. I want to show you the medals and things like that, but I want to teach you about mindset. Are there any questions in the chat? Just write anything down that you want to ask me, or if there's any feedback you want to give me really quickly. No, we've got no questions. Who is your role model? Oh, that's a you asked me such a hard question. I have lots of different role models. Okay. Now, right, okay. Can I answer that in a second? Because I've got a few different ones that I want to share with you. Okay. I'm going to answer that in a second. Amana, who is your role model? You have to have, I shouldn't ask you that question. But yeah, who is my role model? I'll come to that. Mindset, the power of mindset. Mindset is what inspired you to start Aim High? Okay, some good questions there. What inspired me to? I'm going to answer those questions. If you've got any more questions, ask me actually. What inspired me to start Aim High and my role model? Let me write these down. I'm going to stay till the end. I'm going to answer all those questions. Mindset, okay? So in the final, I was with this guy, and I told you I started to get scared. I started to build up images in my head. He's gonna thrash me, he's gonna punch me, he's gonna do this, and I'm gonna be with my back. Oh, am I gonna do? And I was getting a bit worried. So in my head, I was thinking, I can't do anything. I'm gonna get beaten up. I'm not gonna do anything well. So basically, my mind was telling me something that you can't do. You can't do it. You're gonna struggle. You're gonna struggle. Don't bother. Just leave. Like stop the competition. The doctor said it's fine. You don't have to do it. And that was my mind telling me that. Yeah. And a lot of the times, and I constantly have to remind myself about this, your mind decides your outcome before your body does. Whatever you tell your mind, your body does that. So if you say you can't do it, the chances are you can't. If you say, I'm going to fail, the chances are you're going to fail. And what I'm saying is, it's the self talk that you have in your head with you and your brain. Yeah. Because your brain controls your body. If you keep telling your brain something, your brain will tell your body, and the body will go somehow, some magical ways. It will happen. So your mindset is important. And there are two types of mindsets. The first one is called fixed mindset. When you believe that something is fixed, for example, maths is hard. Yeah. I'm not good at this, or I'm not good at football, or I'm not good at science, or my spellings are rubbish, or I'm never going to be better. Those are called fixed mindset, where you've got a fixed answer and that's it. There's no way to overcome that. And those people give up early. Those people give up really quickly. That's not what we need. We need to have something called a growth mindset. A growth mindset, this allows you to push further. It allows you to learn from failures and achieve even more through your effort. So, what I mean by that is, if, for example, you think that you're not good at maths in your head, what you could say is, okay, I'm not good at maths just yet. However, if I practice, I will get better until I become very good at maths. Your spellings, you might be really bad at spellings. You might be thinking, oh, I'm not good at spellings. Yet. Always, in fact, replace everything with the word yet. That's a good one. You might say, I'm not good at spellings, but oh, if I practice, if I learn, if I read more, I'll become better at spellings. That's called a growth mindset, and that's what you need in order to succeed. So, in my mind, with this guy, I was thinking, my first fixed mindset said, I'm going to get battered, I'm not going to win. But then I started to think, you know what? I've worked hard enough. I'm going to find a way to give it my best. Win or lose, I'm going to try to win and I'll see how it goes. And I went for it. I just gave him all I could in my situation in the situation I was in. And I gave it all I had. So I want you to remember the fixed mindset is something that you need to get out of your brain. Growth mindset. Always think, I can't do it yet, but I will get there by putting the effort in. Okay? And you know, and again, parents, this is for you as well. And I have to remind myself this, by the way. I know my wife might be watching, and you guys know me. You know my weaknesses. I know this is something that I need to work on constantly because we're humans. We always have a fixed mindset that we want to go back to. It's just part of nature. It's called fight or flight. Growth mindset is where those people that really do well and those people really practice that really well. Okay, so and you can shift this mindset to a growth mindset by constantly practicing. Anyway, we're getting too complicated. I know there's some young students in here. Oh my god, what is that? Okay, there you go. I'm going to give you a moment to laugh at me now. Who wants to laugh at me? Who wants to laugh at me? You're probably wondering, why is this? Yes, I actually got, regardless of my growth mindset, I got a I got a punch in the face in the last second, and it was a hard punch. He punched the guy that you saw. We were fighting, and in the last second, we both went for a punch. I went to his body, he went to my face, but his punch was a really malicious. They were not maybe it was a lot harder than it should be, and he gave me a black eye. But that's something that I had. You have to have little challenges in life, and yeah, so I just put that up to guys for you guys to laugh at me a little bit. Um, so anyway, so we're gonna go back to staying motivated when times get tough. I mentioned this. There were many times during this experience, whether it was ripping my calf muscle in April, whether it was coming back to training after 15 years, whether it was a back issue or whether it's this black eye. I needed to continue to keep motivated so that I can go and achieve what I wanted to do. And that's what I want you to do. As students, as children, or as adults as well, what is your purpose? What is it that you want to do? Again, all the students, you might have an aspiration. You might want to become, let's say, an engineer or a doctor. Why do you want to do that? What is your purpose? Yeah. And remember, to fulfill your purpose, you need to first of all set massive goals, big goals. Like for me, like I set a ridiculous goal. Competing for Great Britain. No, I literally, come. No, I've not been training for such a long time. But you set yourself the highest goal, and then you have little targets to move towards that goal. So you do little tasks to a little bit of work to move towards that goal. And eventually, by being consistent, remember that word I taught you? Consistency will help those small little goals become massive, massive in the long run. And it builds something called momentum. Okay. And another thing is accountability. Parents just will, make sure that you help children to have accountability so that they've got somebody to report back to, somebody that they're looking up to, somebody that they know I better do this or I'll get in trouble. For me, for example, it was my sensei, my teacher in martial arts. I thought if I don't attend, he's gonna not tell me up, but he's gonna be disappointed in me. If I don't do well or if I don't practice what he's told me, I'm gonna look like a fool because he's taught me, I've not learned it. So accountability is key, and like I said, that's precisely the reason why I set up Aim High. A lot of students, a lot of children have so much potential, yeah, but they don't have somebody that they're accountable to go and achieve those goals. And that's why we have our teachers, maths, English, science, so that your child is accountable to someone to do their homework, is accountable to someone to show up. And that's so important. In order to for a child or anyone to become well, to do well, you need a coach, you need a mentor, you need a teacher, and you need accountability. So that's something that's really important. Whether you're struggling with revision or juggling work-life stresses, these three things are the key thing. You need a purpose. Why are you doing this? What makes you do it? The little small wins, you need to have small wins to achieve big, and you have to have accountability. And yeah, try to do it without a black eye as well. Okay, so that's that. And then I thought I'll show you my medals, okay? So here's my medals. Let me see if there's any questions. If the guy, are you guys laughing at me? All right, you're laughing at my black eye. And I thought some of you guys would laugh at it, but anyway, that was the intention. Homework time, as in your turn, because I've spoken a bit, and we're nearly done anyway, guys. You'd be happy to know. Well, you might be sad to know. Discipline over motivation. Remind me what motivation is and discipline is. What's motivation? What's the discipline? I mean, I was impressed. Wow. I've actually not shown everybody these, but some people might have seen it. What is discipline and what's motivation? We're nearly done, guys. So I'm going to grab my medals to show you in physically as well. And then I will answer all your questions. Let me see. Who knows what discipline is? Congratulations, well done. Amana, discipline, do it even if you don't want to. Good. Congratulations, well done. Motivation, thank you guys. Motivation is a reason to do something. Wow, Amanda, you're on it today. What have you been eating? That's good, very good. Fantastic. Anyone else? Does anyone know or remind me? I hope you all know what discipline means, guys. Discipline is important because I've just explained that to you. Discipline is doing something when let me see. Motivation is when you are inspired by something good, Faith Eva, that's good. Discipline is training consistently even when motivation fades. Yeah, good. Discipline is doing something when you don't want to do it, whether it's training, studying, or whatever it is that you do. Motivation gets you started. Yeah. For me, it might have been the motivation might be to get back into shape. Okay. And the discipline for me to keep going was I wanted, the motivation might have been the medals, for example. I wanted to win something. The and discipline is the thing that kept me going. Okay. So motivation is fleeting. What that means is motivation sometimes comes, sometimes goes. If you watch a movie, you might have watched Cobra Kai, and I get really motivated, and then the next day you wake up and you're not motivated anymore. That comes and goes. It's good for a short period of time, but discipline is the drive, the transport that's going to get you there. It's the commitment to show up regardless of how you feel. Discipline for tiny habits. Remember this. So some things that you could do. Start with 5 minutes of focused work. For example, those of you that want to become better at studying, want to do well in your exams. If you do no work at all, start off with doing consistently every single day 5 minutes. If it's reading, 5 minutes of reading, timetables, 5 minutes of timetables. Do something. It can be more than 5 minutes. I'm just giving you an example. If it's a nugget on our learning portal, do that. And create a non-negotiable daily routine. What do I mean by non-negotiable? Non-negotiable means no matter what happens, even if the house is burning down across the road, you just focus. That's it. You're doing what you need to do. That's your goal. You don't look around. You don't look right. You don't look at your phone thinking, oh, I've got a notification. Someone's put a picture of a cat eating a chocolate cake. Oh, let me like that. No, that's distraction. Non-negotiable means you do it regardless. Okay. It might be that you've got 10 minutes of studying time and you haven't Sarah, just put your camera on, put your mic on mute, please. Um, and then you've not eaten yet, but you've not done the task that you've said you're going to do, the non-negotiable task. You get that done and then you go and eat. Yeah. So remember that non-negotiable. Remove distraction. You remove decisions by automating actions. adults, you might get understand this. By automating actions, you do things without having to think. For example, younger students, you do your bed every single day. You don't think about it. You brush your teeth every single day. Do you think about it? No, you just do it automatically, right? You do it automatically. So you've removed the decision from your brain. You're not thinking about, should I do this? Should I not? You have no choice. You do it. So that's what discipline is. And those little tiny habits will build your discipline, okay? Training to teaching, discipline is actually a secret weapon, okay? Remember that, and you're hearing it from me. So it is something that you should do, and it's something that even I need to do a lot. Yeah. Well, since I've come back from the competition, I've lost a little bit of discipline in myself when it comes to training. I'm going to be honest with you, but I told myself after today, after speaking to you guys, me preaching to you is not enough if I'm not doing it myself. So I'm going to start being consistent with my training, trying to be more active and looking after myself. So, we all have to do it and we all fall into traps, but keep your discipline strong. Okay, I'm nearly done. Laser focus. I'm gonna skip over these because I don't want you to get. I know it's quite late. How to build laser focus. Focus means like you're aiming towards something and you're going without any distractions. Remove distractions. Phone is the biggest distraction, guys, for everyone. Parents, you as well. Close all the tabs. Sometimes I have like 12 tabs, 15 tabs, and 7 windows open. Get rid of all that. Clear your workspace. Have an empty desk or have a clear phone, clear mind, and then you can get things done. You can focus a lot more. If you have too much clutter around you, and again, something that I need to work on, I know that, and I'm going to try my best because I'm telling you guys, but get rid of distractions. Set a clear goal. What is it that you want? For example, for me, it might be I want to help more students. I want to help 1 million students. Am I there yet? No. We're maybe helping 300 students at the moment. How do I get to my 500? I want to set my goal. Okay, from here, now until January, I want to help 500 students, help improve their maths, English, and science grades with the help of my fantastic team of teachers. How do I get that? So have clear goals so you can work towards them, and set time to yourself. Have a time frame. So if I want to do it by, say, for example, January, and I know I've got a goal to aim for. Okay. If you want to start revising, you start studying 25 minutes a day of deep work where you're focusing on your studying, and then you can take a break, but have time, set time for it, okay? And set yourself timers. People who can't focus, why most people can't focus, our brains are wired for constant multitasking. Again, including myself. Multitasking means doing lots of things together. Oh, I'm cleaning the window. I'm answering a message. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. We all do it. It's just because, again, I'm talking to the grown-ups as well. It's because society has designed us or has trained us in such a way that we should multitask. Like multitask is partly a good thing. It is, but it comes at an expense of you not doing focused work. Yeah, focused work is so important. So try not to have too many things going on at the same time. And again, something for me to remember as well. Um, and again, I'm going to move on. Routine. Have a routine. Those of you that want to study or want to do well, morning is the best time. Try and get up in the morning, do what you need to do, get your body moving, and start setting the intentions for the day. Start doing your work, start doing things in the morning. Otherwise, distractions will come in. Studying is the best time. The best time to study is literally morning, before 7 if you can, because then there's no distractions there. Study routine, again, have a timetable. Those of you that want to study, have a timetable so you know what you're studying each week and what time, rather than doing it randomly, because that's not going to help you. Okay. And training routine is the same thing. If you're training for anything, I know a lot of people that we work with at Aim High, do professional, like some of my footballers, basketball players. We've got lots of different variety of people that train. Have a routine when it comes to training, guys. And make sure you warm up and cool down, because that's one thing that cost me a possible gold medal. Routines remove uncertainty. Anyway, I'm slowly gonna wind down because I do want to show you some of the medals. Let me see if I can show you in, because I know the younger students have been asking me to show them. Okay, right. Man, I didn't realize I talked so fast and so much. Okay, this was the bronze medal that I got, and they are quite heavy. Initially I thought, oh, they're going to be the plastic medals that you get in a Christmas cracker. No, they're not. So this is the silver one. This is the bronze one. I actually got 3 silvers. And there you go. There, and not many people have seen these, so you guys are quite lucky. I've not had many people to show. Don't have many friends. But anyway, you guys have seen it. Okay. So it says Oslo on there. That's the flag of Norway. It's like a red background and a blue cross. World, can you see it? World Games Oslo 2025. And yes, I am quite proud of it because I feel like I did work hard for it, and it's you should celebrate good things. And parents, important for you as well, when child does well, try to celebrate it as best you can. If they've come home with a certificate, tell them well done. Give them a treat. In, push the positive um, results that they get in anything, no matter how small. We know, as Asian parents, as I know we have a lot of African parents as well. We always want them to do better than they've done. So sometimes they'll come, Mom, I got 80% in my test. You'll be like 80%. Why not 100%? You'll be saying that. Yeah. But 80% is very good as well. So you need to make sure that you praise students for doing well and encourage them if they've not done well. Find the good in everything that they do. And then you'll develop kids with a growth mindset as well. Um, any questions so far, guys? I'm nearly done. I'm nearly done. I've just got one or two things to share, and then we're nearly done. Any questions? Do let me know. I am going to answer everyone's question. Um, okay. Oh, this is for parents. Parents, are you ready? Parents, wake up now. If you've been asleep, wake up. Get on the screen. I've just mentioned this anyway, but praise effort. Okay, I got some cool graphics here. That's why. Praise effort over results. Yeah. No matter if your child didn't get 100% and the other child in the class did, doesn't matter. Praise them for putting the effort in. And as long as they've made progress, if that's good, that's the main thing. We're not looking for perfection. Did I win a gold medal? No, I didn't. Did I want to win it? Yes. But I aimed for the gold and I got a silver. I'm happy with that. But especially because of the situation, it's fine. But as long as you know, as long as your child knows that they've put the best effort in they can, that's what's important. Because the results will come. Whether it's now or later, it will come. Structure, create a consistent routine, yes, set clear expectation and provide a distraction-free study space. So make sure that they've got certain routines, 5 minutes a day of reading or something like that. Try and do that. It is quite hard, especially we're all busy parents. Me, myself, I work ridiculous hours. Sometimes I go home 10, 11 o'clock, and it's hard. And that's why you try your best where you can to create that structure, or even if it's 1 hour a week or one day a week or something. Try and have that because I know it's hard being a parent. I thought it was easy, but it's not. It's actually very hard, especially if you're managing a billion other things. Consistency, whatever it is that you do, be consistent. Even if it's just that one day a week that you're doing, try and be consistent because when you model this, it's the discipline on your side as well, isn't it? So it's just try and be consistent. So if you say you're going to do something, try and do it every single week. And again, I'm keep telling myself this because it's something that I need to also work on as well. So having that consistency when it comes to your kids, so they know that at this time on this day I need to do this, and that will become automatic for them in time to come. Okay. Your next steps. Little homework for everyone. Are you ready? Choose one mindset shift. Okay, pick one concept. Stay with me, guys. We've got another 5 minutes or so. One thing that you're gonna do going forward after today in any part of your life doesn't have to be with studying. Pick one concept from today and commit to applying it to this week. So think of one thing, one simple thing that you're gonna do, and put it in the chat to show that you're accountable. And what is it that you're gonna do? Because all you're gonna do after this at home tomorrow, or whenever from maybe from tomorrow, even today, you're gonna start a daily routine of 5 minutes and become consistent at doing that. Okay, so just share your goal. If you've got something in mind that you've been putting off, I'm gonna do this. I know I can do this. I know I can. It might be your 4 times table, some of you younger ones. It might be your 6 times. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do it consistently each week. So put it down in the chat. What is it that you're going to do? And adults, you as well. If there's anything that you think I can do 5 minutes a day, what is it? And then we're done nearly. So please, I'm going to hang around. Don't go hang around. I've got 5 minutes or so. Um, Is there anything I'm just gonna, because this is the part I like. I like seeing what other people want to do. Okay, read Faith Eva. Good. How are you gonna read? Are you gonna commit yourself to doing a certain time on a certain, on a certain day? You're gonna celebrate the small stuff. Good man. Excellent. Celebrate the small stuff. Okay. Over a kebab. No, sorry. Inside joke, guys. You will know. Um, do 5 minutes of practicing of something every day. For example, Sifara, keyboard reading. Okay, Amana, that's a good one, but be specific. What is it that you're going to do? Just maybe one thing that you're definitely going to do, and no one's going to stop you from doing that. Reading before I go to bed. That's a good one. Yeah. Um, smiling again. I will try to start a new book 20 minutes before bed. I like it. Instead of, yeah, Mariam, that's a good one. I want you to just remove that word try, and I will get rid of the try to and say, I will start a new book 20 minutes before bed. And then you'll do it. If you say you're going to do it, you're going to do it. Remember what I said about mindset? What was the word now? Yeah, the mindset. Whatever you tell your mind, your body does. So just say, I will read it. Reading 10 minutes every day. Fantastic. Waking up and studying. Ismail, that's a good one. Yeah. Praying, that's good. Yeah. So for a lot of people, praying might be something that they're not doing as well. We could do that. Go back to the gym. Eva's mom, that's a fantastic one. Go back to the gym. Start from 1 day a week. If you can't do 3 or 4, scrap it. Just fix that 1 day that you're gonna do, and you're gonna do it every day because you're gonna imagine, oh, there's Arif telling me to do it. So you're gonna do that 1 day at least, if not more. Okay. Practice my school tuition spelling. Good. Complete my century nuggets. Nice, Marianne. Exercise more. Yeah, specifically, Holly, I want to know what is it you're going to do? What sort of exercise you can do? Carry on walking an hour home from school every day. That's good. Yeah, because that's consistent, Saiful. I like that because you're going to be doing it consistently because you have to get home, don't you? So you'll be doing it every day, at least 5 days a week. That's good. Um, if there's any more, just do stick them down. And by the way, guys, I'm going to put a little form up just because I know I'm going to forget. So just give me a second. I'm going to just you guys keep chatting away. I am going to answer questions. Like I said, if you could allow me 5 minutes or so, 5, 10 minutes, I really appreciate that because I do want to answer all